What's up YouTube, Dougie Chong here. Welcome to today's episode where I'll be reviewing Facebook stock. So I made a video about Facebook stock, a little while ago when it was maybe around $200 and I said it was a buy then. Now it is sitting around $320, so it's comfortably up, but it was even as high as like $375 just recently. So in today's video, I'm gonna go over a little bit about the news about Facebook stock, including the rebrand and everything. Then I'm gonna look into the numbers, and I'm gonna end the video off by just saying a few general things about the market. Alright, so there's two main pieces of news that are kind of related about Facebook, the company right now. One is that they had a whistleblower kind of come out, expose some documents about Facebook. They said something like they were more for the money and did not take their customers' interest into account. You can read more into the scandal, but basically it was saying that Facebook knew some of its practices were damaging the health of a certain demographic, but they continued to push the product just for the profit that it created. You can look more into the scandal of Facebook, but basically the whistleblower was saying that the safety of a certain demographic was not really being adequately addressed and the company was just pushing for profits. And from a business perspective, this makes a whole lot of sense. Just displaying certain bits of news can't really be linked to certain safety factors, but basically by doing these, putting certain content out there, Facebook was able to make a whole lot of money. Personally, I think the allegations are probably true. A lot of big corporations like this will kind of bend the rules and just look for ways to make profit. But a lot of the other big companies probably do this as well. It's just unfortunate for Facebook that a former employee came forward and gave proof and legal documents. So this scandal bit of news, fresh off of another scandal, the Cambridge Analytica one, pretty much makes Facebook want to rebrand at this point. They are changing their name to Meta or Metaverse, something like that. And in my opinion, I think this is just kind of a waste of money. They're trying to rebrand and change from Facebook, but I don't think they're ever going to change their original Facebook.com name. And things like Instagram and WhatsApp already have different names. But it does make sense to make this kind of parent company, Meta, Metaverse, whatever that has all these things under it, because they are no longer just Facebook.com. They have these huge revenue drivers such as Instagram. Alright, that pretty much sums up the news for the Facebook company, but now let's look into some of the numbers. As I mentioned earlier, it was about $370, $380, then it came down to like $315 as low and around like $325 or $323 today, and that's just because of that recent whistleblower news. Its PE ratio stands at a pretty low rate of 25, and its market cap is still under $1 trillion and around $900 billion. So if you look at those metrics, both its PE ratio and its market cap, pretty low. It can still go up like a good 50-30% pretty safely, pretty confidently. I can predict this could happen in about 1 or 2 years. So this really seems like a low risk opportunity to make a fairly substantial amount of money. So that's why I think, in my opinion, again, I am not a legal financial advisor. This is not legal financial advice, but I think Facebook is a buy here today at around that 323 margin. I think I got some for around 321. I missed out on that 315, but definitely if it hits around 300 or even lower, I will look to pick up some more shares. Because after the whole scandal news, it's not like a whole lot of people left their platform. A lot of people are still using things like Instagram, Facebook, even Facebook, or not even Facebook, but Instagram a lot of influencers, they depend on this as their livelihood. Just because a little scandal comes out, they're not going to just stop using the platform. Alright, now let's kind of look at the market as a whole instead of just examining Facebook stock exactly. If you look at the market, it's still like red hot right now. If you look at things like the S&P 500, you can look at VFB index fund to kind of track that. It's at like 101 or 100 now, which is pretty high. It's not at a dip at all. It's kind of on this gradual uptick. The only major category of stock that I see on a downtick is the MJ space. You know, the consumables, they seem to be rather low right now. And I think that's still a sort of riskier play. I would put some as kind of a spec stock. But right now, that seems to be the only thing that's low. Even things like oil and gas, things like Tesla stock, everything's pretty sky high right now. Even safer bets, things I have like TD stock or CIBC big banks, they are at record highs or near record highs, which is great. They pay a good dividend and everything, but it's not good to get in at that kind of a price point. When you take something like a scandal that doesn't happen very often, that negatively impacts the stock's performance like we have with Facebook, it's a rare opportunity and good to take advantage of it. The only other stock that I would possibly recommend, but obviously not as much as Facebook, very good food stock. I made a video about that a few weeks ago. It was about $3, now it's down to a little under $2. So maybe even now, or even if it goes a bit lower, it's good to pick up a few more shares. But again, very good food stock. It's a lot riskier than a thing like Facebook. That's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you liked it. And don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. Enjoy the rest of your day and see you in the next video.